Welcome everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is not just another motivational video. This is not something you play in the background while doing something else. This is for you. Yes, you. The person watching this right now, silently struggling, silently showing up, and silently wondering, does all this effort even matter? Is anyone even noticing what I'm doing? Will anything in my life ever change? If you've ever asked those questions, then this video is your answer. Today's topic is the silent power of daily effort. And I promise you, this is going to be one of the most important, most powerful, and most unforgettable videos you'll ever watch. Because today, we're not going to talk about overnight success. We're not going to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. and hustle like a billionaire. We're not here to sell you hype or empty motivation. We're here for something real, raw, deep, honest, something most people ignore. But it's the most important truth of all. Why this video matters. Because success doesn't come with fireworks. It doesn't arrive with applause. It doesn't wear a spotlight. It comes in silence, in the boring days, in the lonely moments, in the quiet decisions you make when nobody's watching. This video is about those moments, when you choose to study instead of scroll, when you speak English alone in your room while others laugh, when you put in one more hour and nobody claps for you, when you try to change your life and it feels like no one cares. But you still do it, silently, daily, relentlessly. That's what this video is about. In this video, I will take you through 10 life-changing truths about silent effort. Not theories, not fancy quotes, but emotional, soul-punching, truth-bomb-level wisdom. And every truth will be written in a way that even a beginner can understand. Because this message is for everyone, from the mother learning English in the kitchen, to the young boy studying in secret while his friends waste time, to the man working a job he hates, but still learning every day for a better future. These truths will not just motivate you, they will connect with you. They will remind you, you're not alone, you're not behind. You're not wasting your time. You're building something powerful, even if no one sees it yet. So if you've ever felt unseen, unappreciated, or left behind, this video will prove one thing. Silent effort is not weak. It's not small. It's not invisible. It's your superpower. And if you stay with me till the end, you will never see your life or your effort the same again. Let's begin. Truth 1. Success is not loud. It's invisible. Most people think success is loud. They think it looks like expensive suits, luxury cars, Instagram reels, and applause. They think success happens when the world notices you. But that's not the truth. The truth is, success happens long before anyone notices. Success is built in silence, in the boring, in the lonely. Success begins when no one is clapping, and you're still showing up. Let me paint the picture. Imagine a 22-year-old girl. She works at a grocery store during the day. She comes home exhausted, cooks dinner for her little brother, and then, at midnight, when the world is quiet, she opens her notebook and practices English. Alone. No teacher, no class, no followers. Just her, whispering sentences to herself in broken English. Nobody claps. Nobody posts her on Instagram. No one says, "Wow, you're amazing." But that moment is what success really looks like. Because even though it's invisible now, one day her fluency will shock people. One day her job interview will change her life. And people will say, "You're so lucky." But luck had nothing to do with it. It was her invisible nights, her silent efforts, her daily practice. That built her success. The truth most people won't tell you. Success doesn't happen when people see you. It happens before they ever look. It's built. In the early mornings you wake up to learn. In the nights you spend reading while others watch TV. In the quiet pain of staying consistent when you feel tired, broken, or invisible. That's why you must never judge your growth by what people see. They don't see the roots. They only see the tree when it blooms. But the truth is, the tree grows in the dark, underground, silently, for years. So if you're doing something daily, and no one sees it, no one claps, no one appreciates you, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're becoming something they're not ready to see yet. Why this matters for you. Maybe you're learning English right now. Maybe your family doesn't believe in you. Maybe you've tried 10 times and still feel behind. Maybe you're tired of being unseen. But here's what you must remember. The most powerful people in the world are not the loudest. They are the most consistent. They are the ones who built in silence, until the results made the noise for them. Your time is coming. But this is the part where it's still quiet. And that's okay, because quiet effort becomes loud success. Truth too, nobody sees you, but that doesn't mean you're lost. There's something painful that happens to all of us on the path to growth. You start working on yourself, learning, waking up earlier, reading more, speaking better. But no one notices. No one supports you. No one claps. And eventually, a question begins to form inside your mind. Does this even matter? You're doing all the right things, but your life still looks the same. You're trying to become someone better, but no one sees your effort. You're showing up every day, but it feels like the world is still sleeping on you. And slowly, a dangerous thought creeps in. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I'm wasting my time. But here's the truth you need to hear. And never forget. Just because nobody sees you doesn't mean you're lost. You're not lost. You're just not finished yet. There's a man working as a waiter in a cheap roadside hotel. He's 31. He carries plates, cleans tables, gets shouted at daily. But every morning, at 5 a.m., before the city wakes up, he jogs for 15 minutes. He does 30 push-ups. He writes in a journal. One day, I'll run my own restaurant. One day, I'll make my father proud. It's not fancy. He doesn't post videos. He doesn't tell his friends. He just does it. Every single day, then before work, he improves himself by 1%. He reads customer reviews secretly during break time to understand what makes people come back. He observes how food is plated. He listens to the chef's mistakes and learns quietly. No one sees it. No one claps for his daily routine. Even his family thinks he's wasting time. But then, 2 years later, the restaurant owner decides to retire. He offers the man a chance to manage it. Why? Because silently, over years, this man became the only one who truly understood how the place ran. No Instagram, no fame, no audience, just daily, invisible effort. And now he runs the same restaurant where he once washed dishes. Let's be honest, we all want to be noticed. We all want someone to say, "I see you. I'm proud of you." But sometimes, life gives you silence instead of applause. That doesn't mean you're not doing well. That doesn't mean your work is useless. That doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means this: You are becoming someone strong enough to keep going, even when nobody sees you. And those are the strongest people in the world. Because most people only move when someone's watching. But you're doing it when no one is watching. And that makes your power 10 times greater. This truth changes everything, because it gives you back your control. When you understand that being unseen doesn't mean being lost, you stop chasing attention and start trusting your process. You stop feeling like a failure just because others don't notice your growth. You start walking like someone who knows. I may be invisible today, but I'm becoming unstoppable tomorrow. So here's what I want you to do. If you're working hard and feel like no one cares, keep going. If you're learning English and people laugh at your accent, keep going. If you're building something and it feels like nothing is happening, keep going. Because the truth is, the most powerful version of you is being built. Not when people see you, but when they don't. Truth 3. Daily effort is boring, but it builds glory. Let's be honest again, because this is a different kind of video. Most of the time, effort doesn't feel exciting. There's no lightning, no fireworks, no dramatic music. It feels repetitive. It feels slow. It feels boring. And that's why most people quit. They expect the journey to be full of motivation. But the truth is, real effort feels like watching water boil. Nothing changes at first. You keep showing up, but everything looks the same. Until one day, everything is different. That's the secret of daily effort. It feels boring, but it's building something unstoppable, something glorious. Think about a mountain being formed. It doesn't happen with an explosion. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no sound, no light, no attention, just silent pressure. Tiny shifts under the surface. Day after day, year after year. Unseen, uncelebrated. It's slow, painfully slow. And if you looked at it for just 1 week, you'd think nothing's happening. But over time, those invisible shifts, those boring daily movements in the earth, they push rocks upward. They shape valleys. They break through the surface. And one day, something rises that no one can ignore. A mountain. Tall, unshakable, majestic. People climb it. People photograph it. People admire it. But no one saw the million boring days it took to become that mountain. No one celebrates the pressure, the silence, the grind that built its glory. The people who build real success are not the ones who feel excited every day. They're the ones who feel bored and keep going anyway. Because here's the truth. Daily effort feels boring in the beginning, but it looks like magic in the end. You won't feel amazing every time you practice. You won't see big results every week. You won't always feel progress. But if you keep showing up, doing the same thing every day, the world will one day see something they can't explain. They'll say you're talented. They'll say you're lucky. But you'll know the truth. It was the boring days. It was the invisible effort. It was the quiet work that created all the glory. So next time you feel bored, unmotivated, or stuck in routine, smile. Because that means you're doing it right. Effort is supposed to feel boring, but if you stay with it long enough, one day, the world will be shocked by what you became in silence. Truth 4. You don't quit. You've already won. There's something the world will never tell you. A truth so powerful that once you understand it, your entire journey changes. Here it is. The people who succeed are not the smartest, not the richest, not the fastest. They are the ones who simply Don't quit. Most people give up before anything happens. They start learning. They don't see results in a week. They quit. They go to the gym for 5 days. They quit. They write 10 pages of a book. They quit. They practice English for 3 weeks and quit because their fluency hasn't come yet. And you know what happens? They lose, not because they're not capable. They lose because they didn't stay long enough to win. There's a kind of tree called the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant its seed in the ground, you water it, you care for it, you give it sunlight every day. But in the first year, nothing happens. No sprout, no leaf, no sign of life. Second year, still nothing. Third year, silence. Fourth year, not even a single inch of growth. Most people would give up by now. They'd stop watering. They'd walk away and say, "It's dead. I failed. Nothing is happening." But here's the truth. If you keep going, if you continue watering, trusting, showing up, then in the 5th year, something incredible happens. In just 6 weeks, the bamboo tree shoots up to nearly 90 feet tall. Now ask yourself, did the tree grow in 6 weeks? Or did it grow in 5 years? The answer is, it grew the entire time, just beneath the surface. The roots were forming. The foundation was strengthening. It was preparing to rise, but no one could see it. And if you had quit in year 2, year 3, or even year 4, you would have lost everything. Not because it wasn't working, but because you stopped too soon. Your effort may not show results right now. People might say, "You're wasting time." But like the bamboo tree, you're building something deep, something powerful. And as long as you don't quit, you're still growing. Keep watering, keep believing, because the moment you refuse to quit, you've already won. The most important reminder, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to see results in 5 days. You don't need to feel strong every moment. You just need to not quit. The person who wins is not the one who starts perfect. It's the one who keeps showing up after they mess up. So whatever you're working on, learning English, starting your business, fixing your confidence, becoming stronger, don't quit. Because if you don't quit, you've already won. Truth 5, they'll laugh now, but they'll ask later. There is a deep pain that every person faces when they try to rise silently. The pain of being misunderstood. You start changing. You stop wasting time. You stop doing what everyone else is doing. And suddenly, they laugh. Your family says, "Why are you learning English? What's the point?" Your friends say, "You've changed. You're too serious now." Strangers say, "You'll never make it." At first, you try to explain. You try to defend your goals, but no one understands. So slowly, you go silent, and you wonder, will anyone ever believe in me? Now here's the truth that will keep you alive through that storm. The same people who laugh at you today will be the same people who ask you for advice tomorrow. Let's go to a village in Nigeria. A teenage boy is obsessed with technology. He doesn't have a computer. He borrows old secondhand books about programming. He watches YouTube tutorials at a local internet cafe. 1 hour per day. Every day he's there, taking notes, practicing code, reading comments, re-watching every lesson. But the village talks. He's wasting time. No one gets rich from this. Why doesn't he work in the fields? Who does he think he is? Even his cousins mock him. They laugh behind his back. But he keeps going. 4 years later, he's now a remote software developer for an international tech company. He's earning more than anyone else in his village. He teaches coding to young kids for free. And guess what? The same cousins who mocked him now say, "Can you teach me? How do I learn this like you? I wish I started when you did." But he remembers, they weren't there in the silent years. What this truth teaches you: people don't understand things they've never seen before. If you're doing something different, they'll resist it. If you're growing, they'll mock it. If you're breaking cycles, they'll fear it. But that's not your problem. That's a sign you're doing something powerful. Let them laugh. Let them gossip. Let them doubt. Because one day, the same people who said you'll never make it will be the ones who say, "How did you do it?" Why this truth is life-changing? Because it gives you permission to stop explaining yourself. You don't need to argue. You don't need to defend your dreams. You don't need to waste your breath trying to be understood. Your daily effort, your silent discipline, your invisible growth will speak so loud one day that no explanation will ever be needed again. You are not doing this for applause. You are not doing this for likes. You are doing this because you know there's something inside you that the world hasn't seen yet. So when they laugh, smile, because the louder they laugh today, the louder they'll cheer tomorrow. Just keep going. And when that day comes, when they finally ask, "How did you do it?" you can look at them and say with peace in your heart, "I did it while you laughed. I built it while you doubted. And I never stopped." Truth 6. The world celebrates results, not routines. This is one of the most painful lessons every silent worker learns. You wake up early. You show up daily. You do the hard thing. You avoid the shortcut. You skip the party. You say no to distractions. You sacrifice, not once, but every single day. And yet, no one notices. People don't say wow when you read one page. They don't celebrate when you practice English alone. They don't applaud when you choose to study instead of scroll. Because the truth is, the world doesn't care about your routine. It only celebrates your results. But here's where most people give up. They stop because the world isn't clapping. They say, "What's the point if no one sees it? I've been trying for months, and still, nothing has changed." So they quit before the reward. They stop the routine before it brings the result. And that's the greatest tragedy of effort. When someone gives up right before everything was about to work. Think about a dancer performing on stage. Every step is flawless. Every move is perfect. At the end, the audience rises, applause, cheers, cameras. People say, "Wow, she's amazing. She's so talented. She was born to do this." But no one saw the years behind that 5-minute performance. No one saw her in the empty dance studio at 4 a.m. Sweating, falling, repeating the same movement 300 times. No one saw the mornings when she couldn't feel her legs, but still showed up. No one saw the pain in her feet. No one heard her crying after failing auditions. Because those moments didn't look special. They didn't look Instagram-worthy. They looked boring. Repetition. Silence. Failure. Again and again. But that's where the real success was built. Not on the stage, but in the room no one ever entered. What the world gets wrong. The world only sees the final 5 minutes. The polished performance, the success story, the results. That's what they celebrate. But they never celebrate the routine that made it possible. They see, she made it. But they never ask, what did it take to get here? What this means for you. If you're waking up early but not getting praise, practicing alone with no recognition, showing up every day and seeing no reward, then you are exactly where every success story begins. In the practice room no one claps for. You don't need their validation. You don't need applause yet. You don't need to go viral. You just need to keep dancing, even when there's no audience. Because one day, your routine will create a result so powerful, the world will have no choice but to notice. And they'll say, "You're so lucky." But you'll know, it wasn't luck. It was the thousands of silent, invisible, thankless hours that built this moment. So if your routine feels boring, good. If nobody sees it, good. If you feel unseen, even better. Because that means you're doing it right. Stay consistent in silence, because one day your results will be so loud that the world won't be able to ignore you anymore. Truth 7. You can build a new life. Quietly, we live in a world where everyone's trying to be seen. Post it, prove it, share it, show it. But the most powerful growth, the most real transformations, they happen in silence. You don't need to announce your journey. You don't need to prove your goals. You don't need to tell the world you're improving. You can build a completely new life without telling a single soul. This truth is powerful because it gives you back your privacy, your peace, and your power. You don't need to be loud to become successful. You don't need 1,000 people watching. You just need a decision and a quiet, daily commitment. A woman in a small town in Morocco was mocked her entire life. Her accent was thick. Her English was broken. Her dreams were big, but her confidence was small. People told her she was too old to change, too poor to improve, too late to try. So she stopped talking about her dreams. She went silent. But she didn't stop working. For 4 years, she didn't post a single update. No selfies, no videos, no declarations. But behind the scenes, she took 15 minutes every day to listen to English podcasts while doing dishes. She practiced with herself in the mirror. She watched interviews and repeated every sentence out loud. She started reading one paragraph every day, even if it took her 1 hour to understand it. She memorized one new word every single morning before she left her house. No one saw it. No one knew. No one expected anything. Until one day, she gave a speech at her daughter's school in perfect English, fluent, clear, confident. Everyone was stunned. And someone asked her, "Where did you learn this? Did you go abroad?" She smiled and said, "No, I learned in my kitchen, every day, in silence." Why this truth matters. You don't need to go viral to grow. You don't need to post it to prove it. You don't need to tell the world you're building your dream. You can do it all quietly, and then let your life speak for you. Because when you build in silence, you don't waste time explaining. You don't fear judgment. You don't need validation. You just focus. You just improve. You just transform. Final message for this truth. Let them wonder what you're doing. Let them assume nothing is changing. Let them believe you're stuck. Because one day, your quiet transformation will be so powerful. They'll ask, "When did you become this person?" And you'll say, "In the silence, in the effort you never saw, in the hours no one clapped for. You don't need the noise. You are allowed to disappear and come back brand new." Truth 8. Small steps beat big plans. Here's a secret that most successful people will never admit. It wasn't one big decision that changed their life. It was thousands of small steps. taken when no one was watching. We've all heard it. Think big. Make a 5-year plan. Have a vision. That's good advice. But here's what nobody tells you. Big dreams don't work unless small efforts happen, every single day. You don't become fluent in English overnight. You don't become strong by going to the gym once a month. You don't build confidence in one loud moment. You build it in silence, by doing the smallest thing, daily. For example, there's a 19-year-old boy in a war-affected town in Ukraine. The city is unstable. Electricity comes and goes. He has no school, no classroom, no teacher. But he has one thing, a phone with a cracked screen. That's all. He sets one goal for himself. I will learn 5 English words per day, no matter what. He writes them on paper. He repeats them again and again while walking through broken streets. He teaches his little sister the same 5 words. They quiz each other by candlelight when there's no electricity. No big plans, no fancy schedule. Just 5 words every single day. Over 10 months, he learns 1,500 words. One day, a foreign aid volunteer enters the area. The boy greets him fluently. The man is stunned. He asks, "Where did you learn English?" The boy smiles and says, "In the middle of chaos, 5 words at a time." Eventually, that connection leads to a scholarship and a flight to another country where he continues his education. And it all started from a decision so small, most people would laugh at it. But here's the lesson. If you stay faithful to the small step, the big change will happen without warning. Most people want change fast. They want to speak fluently in 30 days. They want to lose 10 kilograms in 2 weeks. They want to become successful without the boring middle. So they make big plans, but take no small steps. But you, the silent one, the daily grinder, you have a different path. Your power is in your ability to show up even when it doesn't feel big. Because real change happens like this. 1 paragraph today, 1 sentence tomorrow, 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 voice recording, 1 small, quiet, invisible act. Repeated 1,000 times. Your life does not change when you make a plan. It changes when you move. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for a magical system. Just take the small step and take it every day, no matter how boring, how tiny, or how invisible it feels. Because one day you will look back and realize that single small step you almost skipped was the one that changed everything. Truth 9. No one is coming to save you. But that's your power. This one is hard. But it is the truth that sets you free. There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize, no one is coming. No one is going to fix this for me. No one is going to hand me the life I dream of. And that moment is painful, but powerful. Because once you stop waiting to be rescued, you start building something unstoppable. You realize you are the one. You are the hero. You are the help you've been waiting for. There's a woman in Colombia, single mother, 2 kids. Her husband left her. No savings, no support, just survival. She doesn't speak English. She doesn't have a university degree. And she works cleaning homes, barely earning enough for food. She cries in secret every night. No one knows. She prays, "Please, someone help me." But no one comes. Until one night, her oldest child whispers, "Mama, one day I'll buy you a house." And that sentence changes everything. The next morning, she wakes up at 4 a.m., not to work, but to start learning. She finds a free app. She writes English words on sticky notes and puts them all over the kitchen. Every time she mops, she says the words out loud. Every time she cooks, she practices her grammar. She uses her lunch break to watch English job interviews. She practices with herself in front of the mirror. 2 years pass. No one knows she's learning. No one helps. No one saves her. But she keeps going. And then one day, a new family needs a bilingual housekeeper. She applies. She speaks confidently. She gets the job. Her salary triples. She moves into a better home. She starts saving. She sends her kids to school. And when asked, "How did you do it?" she says, "I stopped waiting. And I started building." If you're waiting for someone to notice you, stop. If you're waiting for the right time, stop. If you're waiting for a teacher, a partner, a miracle, stop. Because the truth is, you are already enough to begin. The tools are inside you. The fight is already in your blood. The answers are not somewhere else. They are inside the daily effort you keep ignoring. No one is going to hand you the dream. But that's good, because once you stop expecting help, you start becoming dangerous. You become the person people depend on. You become the person who inspires others. You become the hero, not the victim. Final message for this truth. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too small. You are not too weak. You are just waiting for someone to believe in you. And that someone is you. Stand up, speak up, begin today. Even if your voice shakes, even if your grammar breaks, even if nobody claps. Because once you decide, I'm going to save myself, no matter what, nothing can stop you. Truth 10. Your future is watching you right now. Most people live their lives looking backwards. They replay their past mistakes. They remember who doubted them. They focus on what went wrong, who hurt them, what they didn't become. But the truth is, your past is over, and your future is watching you. Right now, this moment. Imagine it. Somewhere, 5 years from now, there is a version of you that finally made it. Fluent in English, confident in every room, living in a better house, supporting your parents, speaking without fear, walking into interviews without shaking, smiling with peace, not pain. That version of you is not just a dream, it's a real possibility. But here's what no one tells you. That future version of you is watching everything you're doing today. And every time you practice for 5 minutes, every time you say no to distractions, every time you show up in silence, every time you whisper English sentences to yourself when no one's around, that future version of you whispers back, "Yes, keep going, please don't quit. I need you to keep fighting, you're building me." Picture this. A quiet room, dust in the air, one small lamp, a table, and a girl, no older than 16, sitting alone. In front of her, a notebook, a pen, and silence. No teacher, no internet, no one pushing her, just her, and a choice. Outside, her world is loud, full of chaos, pressure, distraction. Inside, it's quiet, too quiet. And yet, she shows up every night at 9 p.m., puts away her phone, opens her notebook, and writes down her goals. Not because it's fun, not because anyone told her to, but because she believes that somewhere in the future, there is a version of her who is free, strong, independent, alive. And that version of her is watching. She doesn't study to impress. She doesn't train to post it. She doesn't write to show anyone. She writes because she's afraid of waking up in 5 years in the same place, tired, stuck, invisible. Her hands are shaking. She's exhausted. Her friends are out partying. Her relatives say she's wasting time, but still, she sits in that same room every night and writes, "One day I'll start my business. One day I'll take care of my mom. One day I'll walk into a room and not feel small." Fast forward, 5 years later. She's now standing on a stage, not to dance, not to perform, but to speak, to teach, to lead. Hundreds of women listen as she shares her story. Her voice is strong, her back is straight, her eyes don't shake, and someone in the crowd asks, "How did you become this person?" She takes a long breath and says, "Because I didn't want to let her down." The girl who sat in silence for years and believed in me long before anyone else did. What this truth really means for you. Your future isn't far away. Your future is being shaped right now, in this moment, by the choices you're making today. You don't need to believe in luck. You don't need to believe in destiny. But you must believe in this. There is a version of you waiting to be built, and that version is watching everything you do now, quietly. Every time you say, "It's just one day, I'll skip it. It's too hard, I'll stop. No one cares, so why try?" That version of you gets farther away. They whisper, "Please don't give up on me." But every time you show up, even for 5 minutes, that version of you smiles. They grow stronger, closer, clearer. Final message. You are not just doing this for today. You are doing this for the person you are becoming. So next time you feel tired, lost, or unseen, don't think about who you are right now. Think about who you're building. Because one day, when the results finally show, people will ask, "How did you get here?" And you will say, "Because I never stopped working. Even when no one clapped, even when I felt alone, even when I wasn't ready. I showed up for my future before she even existed." What that day looks like. It'll be ordinary, just a random morning. You'll wake up and realize you're no longer afraid to speak. You understand people without translating. You can write confidently. You can help your parents. You can apply for that dream job. You can travel. You can lead. And in that moment, you'll hear a voice. Thank you for not quitting when it was hard, for learning when no one cared, for believing in me, even before I existed. That voice, it's you, the version you built in silence, the one who made it. If you forget everything else, remember this. Your future is not built by chance. It is built by the small, daily, invisible actions you take today. And the most beautiful thing? You don't need to shout. You don't need to be famous. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to start, silently, consistently, faithfully, because the greatest version of you is already waiting. And every small act of effort is a message that says, "I'm coming, I'm on my way, wait for me, I'm building you." If you've made it to this part of the video, then let me tell you something from the heart. You are not lazy, you are not weak, you are not invisible. You are just tired of being strong in silence. But please, don't stop now, because you are so much closer than you think. The world may not clap for you today, but one day, they will ask how you did it. And your answer will be, "I didn't need attention. I didn't need luck. I just needed time, silence, and my daily effort." So here's my blessing for you. The silent fighter, the unseen warrior, the one who shows up even when no one notices. May your silent efforts create the loudest results. May your broken English become your superpower. May your lonely nights become your proudest memories. May every tear you cried in silence become your proof that you never gave up. May your future self meet you with joy, not regret. And may you finally become the version of you that nobody believed was possible. Keep going. You are not alone. If this video touched your heart, share it with someone who's struggling silently. And if you're ready to transform quietly, daily, and completely, subscribe. We're not just building English here. We're building unstoppable humans. I'll see you at the top. And when you get there, don't forget to thank your past self, the one who never quit.